Hello friends, you're welcome in my YouTube channel. So now you are with me with a very interesting topic, heights and distance. You know, every chapter has a theme, and so this chapter does. You know what is the theme of this chapter? So we are going to understand the theme of this chapter, heights and distance. You know, Pythagoras told about right triangle. So in right triangle, if we are having any two sides, whether this or this, perpendicular or base or hypotenuse or perpendicular, if you are having two sides, then you can calculate the third side and these two angles. So if you are having any two sides of a right triangle, then by using Pythagoras theorem, you can calculate the third side or the two angles easily. But what happens if you are having only one side and one angle? So now in trigonometry and especially in height and distance, there will be a right triangle and we will have one of the side and one of the angle. That means we will have one side plus one angle. Then by using these two and the skills of trigonometry, we are able to find the second side and the third side. Okay, so the theme of this chapter is that if you are having one side and one angle, in Pythagoras though you were having any two sides, so you were able to find third side. But in heights and distance or in trigonometry, whenever Pythagoras theorem is failed, it means we have only one side or any one of the angle. Then by using the skills of trigonometric or by using trigonometric ratios, we will be able to find other side. This is the theme of height and distance. Now come forward. Suppose on a level ground there is a building and there is a tower standing on the same level ground. And as it seems that tower is longer than the building. Suppose an observer is standing on the building. So my art is not so good. I didn't draw a person, but an observer is showing with the eye, because whatever I am observing, I will see with my eyes. So suppose observer is looking at the top of the tower. So this line is called line of sight. Line of sight. This line is called line of sight, which is connecting with observer with the object. It means object is the topmost part of the tower. So this line is called line of sight. Now through the observer, if I am drawing a horizontal line, this is the horizontal line through the observer. Now this angle is called angle of elevation. Angle of elevation. Remember, angle of elevation will always be made whenever we of the observer is looking something higher than him. Like if I am looking at a building like this, so line of sight will be like this and the angle will be called angle of elevation. Elevation, its name, जैसा कि इसके नाम से ही लग रहा है कि angle of elevation means elevating angle. Okay, so this is called angle of elevation. But now suppose if the observer is looking here. Now suppose the object is on the ground. Now if I am joining this is also line of sight and this is the horizontal line already drawn, then this angle is called angle of depression. Angle of depression. So elevation whenever we are looking something higher than us, and depression whenever we are looking something smaller than us. So these two angles. So this is we have to remember, number one. Number two, what do you mean by sun's altitude? Because in some question it will be given sun's altitude. So what do you mean by sun's altitude? Suppose this is a pillar or a pole and this is the position of sun. You know how it casts the shadow. So the light will travel in a straight line like this, and this will be the shadow of the pole. You know this angle will call sun's altitude. This angle will call sun's altitude. So if the sun's altitude increase like this, if sun is in this position, then the shadow will be like this, and obviously the altitude will be increased. So in some question this term will be used. So make it clear, sun's altitude. So I am repeating what I have told you. Number one, in Pythagoras, if two sides are given, you are able to find the third side. But in trigonometry and especially in height and distance, what we will do, we will be given one side along with one angle, and we can calculate rest of the sides and rest of the angles. So I told you that there is a building, an observer is standing on the building, and there is a tower higher than the building. If the observer is looking at the object which is higher than the observer, then the line of sight will be upward like this. Then this angle will called angle of elevation, and if the observer is looking something below than the observer, then this angle with the horizontal is called angle of depression. In every calculation, you know these two lines are parallel. So if angle of depression is given, so this will be equal to this by alternating interior angles. So now we will try some questions. Now see this question. So first I am reading the question carefully. From a point P on the ground. The point P is on the ground. So we will draw a diagram like this is the ground and this is the point P. So from a point P on the ground, the angle of elevation, see elevation is like this. It means the thing is above than the observer. So the angle of elevation of the top of a 10-meter tall building. So we have this is 10-meter tall building. We can name it AB. This is building and height is 10 meter. 10-meter tall building and a helicopter. Helicopter is hovering over the top of the building. It means just above. We can take, suppose this is the position of helicopter C. So I can make it like this. Suppose this is the position of helicopter which is hovering over the top of the building are 30 degree and 60 degree. So two angles of elevations are given. This, suppose this is the building and this angle of elevation is given 30 degree, and this angle of elevation is given, I am writing down here 60 degree. So the bigger angle is 60 degree and the smaller angle is 30 degree. So find the height of the helicopter above the ground. We have to, above the ground we have to tell. It means we have to tell this height above the ground. H. We have to tell this height. Suppose this height is H. So we will start doing this question. See. So first of all, we will take this triangle ABP. Why I am taking this triangle? Because one side and one angle is given in this right triangle. So first of all I am taking this right triangle ABP. So how will we write? In right triangle ABP. So in this right triangle, you know, in front of the angle this is perpendicular and 90 degree above, this is hypotenuse and this is base. So I am taking these two sides, this means AB upon PB. You know, perpendicular upon base is the ratio of 10. And what will be the angle? 30 degree. This is the angle. So now, what is the height of AB? It is given 10 meter. And PB, so we will find PB, which will be tan 30 degree. It means 1 upon under root 3. So value of tan 30 degree is 1 upon under root 3. Now cross multiply. So PB into 1 PB is equal to tan under root 3. So we have calculated this length. This is tan under root 3. PB is calculated. So now this triangle is complete. Now come to the bigger triangle, which is CBP. You know, CBP. So in right triangle CBP, so again CB is the perpendicular and PB is the base, and perpendicular upon base is equal to 10. But now because we are taking the bigger triangle, so we will take the bigger angle, which is tan 60 degree. So CB is height h, which we have to calculate. Now PB we have already calculated, so put it value tan under root 3, and you know the value of tan 60 degree under root 3. So to find h, we can multiply it here. So h will be tan under root 3 into under root 3, and you know 2 square root will become the full number. So tan into 3 and h is equal to 30 meter. So we have got the answer. So for more question, keep watching. See this question. The shadow of a vertical tower. So suppose AB is the vertical tower. I have written vertical tower. So you know, I have told you in the beginning of the topic that the how sun's altitude. So whenever sun was here only, so the shadow like this, and whenever sun's dip like this, then the shadow is increased. So it is written on a level ground increases by 10 meter. It means earlier the shadow was BC, and now the shadow is increased by 10 meters. So it means this distance is 10 meter, and suppose this distance is x, and suppose the height of the tower is h. So this angle is given 45 degree and this angle is given 30 degree. Because 10 meter increase when angle changes 45 to 30. You know, when angle changes 45 to 30, to 10 meter shadow was increased. So we have to find the height of the tower. So just we are starting calculation. First we will take this triangle A, B and C. So this triangle we are taking first, A, B, C. So now we will write in right triangle ABC. So perpendicular AB and base BC will be 10 and the angle will be 45 degree. Now the height of the tower we have assumed as h, and this distance we have assumed as x, and tan 45 is 1. So we have calculated that h is equal to x. Okay, so we don't know what is h and x, but we know that these two are equal. So we have assumed this expression or equation as 1. Now we will take the full triangle ABD. So in right triangle ABD, again this is perpendicular AB, upon BD is the base, which will be 10 and the angle will be 30 degree. So AB, we know that it is H, but what is BD? BD is BC plus CD, it means X plus 10. So in place of BD we will put X plus 10, and the value of tan 30 degree is equal to 1 upon under root 3. Now we have to find H, but in place of X we can write H. So we will put it H plus 10 is equal to 1 upon under root 3. Now we can cross multiply, means under root 3 into H, under root 3H, and then H plus 10 into 1, H plus 10. We will bring H on left hand side, so minus H equal to 10. We can take H as common, under root 3 minus 1 equal to 10. Now H will be 10 upon under root 3 minus 1. So we have answer, but we have to solve it further because it is answer must be simplified. So we will solve it further. How? 10 under root 3 minus 1 we can multiply with its conjugate. You might have learned rationalization of the denominator. So 10 under root 3 plus 1 and a minus b and a plus b will be a square minus b square. So 10, and in place of under root 3 we can write 1.73. This is the value of under root 3, 1.732, but we can take up to 2 decimal plus 1. Under root 3 square 3 and minus 1 you will get 2. So now you can divide with 8. So finally we have the answer. How much? 5 into 2.73. 5 3 is a 15. So here you have the answer. So for more question, keep watching. Now see this question. From the top of a hill, suppose AB is a hill. We are not painter, we have to just draw a line because we are mathematician. So just AB is representing a hill, and I wrote hill. This is a hill. Now the angle of depression. You know, depression, whenever you are looking something below than you. So the observer is on the hill, and as he observed that there are 2 kilometers consecutive kilometer stones. It means the distance of these 2 stones is 1 kilometer. So the angle of depression. So one angle is 30 degree, which is far, and which is near. The angle of depression is 45 degree. So I told you in the beginning of the lesson that we have to take alternative interior angles. So if this angle is given 30 degree, so obviously this angle will be 30 degree. Similarly, this angle is 45 degree, so this angle is also 45 degree. So now we have 2 right triangle ABP and ABQ. So we will assume it like X, and height of the hill is H. Here we have to tell the distance of these 2 stones from the foot of the hill. So we have to calculate X in this question. So first of all we will take in right triangle ABP. In right triangle ABP, so perpendicular upon base is equal to 10 and the angle is 45 degree. So what is AB? This is H, X, 10, 45, 1. So here you can calculate H is equal to X, condition 1. Now you will take the whole triangle ABQ. So you will write in right triangle ABQ. So perpendicular. So I am directly taking H. Then this whole distance BQ will be X and plus 1. So I am assuming that X is in kilometer. H is also in kilometer. So x plus 1 is equal to 10 and the angle is 30 degree. So x upon, so in place of x, because we have to finally calculate x, so in place of x we can write x. So in place of x we will write x upon x plus 1 and tan 30 degree is 1 upon under root 3. Now we'll cross multiply. So under root 3x is equal to x plus 1. So now we can bring x here, then 1. X can be taken as common 1 and x is equal to 1 upon under root 3 minus 1. So we will multiply with the conjugate to rationalize the denominator. So we will have under root 3 plus 1 and this will be 2. So x is equal to 1.73 and plus 1 you will get 2.73 upon 2. So you can calculate 2 1 to 3 and 2 6 up. So up to the 2 decimal places. So this is x in kilometer. So what is the distance of first stone? 1.36 kilometer. And what is the distance of the second stone? Add 1 into in it. So I have done 3 questions in this video. To understand more question on height and distance, please watch my video with the name height and distance part 2. Stay connected. Thank you very much.